Guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm just here to do another little video working along with the Flights of Fancy kit that we've been doing. Now I am using my husband's phone at the moment because I've been having some problems uploading my last video with my iPad. So it's taking absolutely forever. For some reason it took the whole night. It still hasn't finished. And it's now draining my battery. So unfortunately, yeah, I can't actually film on there like I normally would. So I hope that this video comes out okay. As I say, I haven't actually ever filmed on an iPhone before. I mean, I haven't ever used an iPhone before. So it's just fingers crossed, really, that this is going to go okay. So fingers crossed. Right, so cracking straight on, we've now made several pieces to go into our journal, and obviously we have a few more left to do. I'm just going to zoom out slightly. I mean, obviously the screen is really small for me to actually see on this, and I'm used to a much bigger screen, so that's a little bit disorientating, I'm finding, but hopefully it's fine for you guys. Let me just move this forward slightly. Right, hopefully that's a good view. So yes, we've been making all sorts of different things to go into our journal. So we're just going to crack on in the same vein, basically. So I'm going to make one of those little pockets, which I did a tutorial on making these quite a while ago, probably a year or so ago. And actually I had to then have a look at one of my old ones and actually remember how to do it. So just going to cut this down. So this is a standard A4 piece of paper. So again, I will just say that that is 8.25 inches by 11.69. And obviously it's our standard copy size paper, basically. I have cut off the bottom slither. So this is probably like a couple of inches off of the bottom. So basically, I mean, there is a tutorial, as I say, on this, but I have no idea where that is because obviously now I've got loads of videos on my channel. So I will just kind of do a recap. So I apologise if you've already seen this, but basically take your A4 sheet, depending on how tall you want your pocket. So I thought this was quite a nice height. So what I've done, we've got a concertina kind of effect going on, but I start off by just folding a small flap on one edge. So this is going to be the flap that things tuck into to close the pocket. So fold that in, and then you want to take one behind. Now this is trial and error again because I don't measure, but of course you may find measuring a bit more beneficial in this regard. I just play around to get it roughly the same size, because what you want to do is have a concertina effect, so that basically when this is in your journal, you're going to glue it on there, and then this is, as I say, the flap. So you can untuck that, and you've got these pages, and then, you know, this is going to be the bit glued down, but you've got all of this here, and this section on the back. So if I just do a quick recap. So you're going to fold this section here, and then you're going to go probably kind of the same again, plus another half. So over there and backwards. So it's like a concertina. And then line up that piece with the front like that. So you've got that concertina effect going on. And then this piece here, you're just going to then fold back round the front, and you just want it so it's just going to tuck in to here. And so then all you want to do is cut down a couple of corners there. Oops. Basically so that you can then have that tucked in to this flap. So what I will do is glue this flap down now. So hold this down so you've got a guide for where you want this glued, like that. Now this is thicker than regular copy paper. It's, I think, 160 GSM copy paper, so, or, you know, finished card paper type stuff, and it's obviously been coffee dyed. So that's all that this is. And then again, I'm just going to take a couple of pieces from the kit. Let me just check how my videoing is going. Obviously, as I say, this is a very new method for me on the phone, so a little bit scary and disorientating. Okay. Right, so we're just going to decorate that up with a couple of pieces from the kit. Just basically so that we've got a nice bit of continuity going on. So maybe have that little frame down there. Maybe a bit of lace here. Or we could have this frame in the middle. Then we might just pop a flower on. So let me just get my fussy cut flowers. So I might take one of these. So maybe this one here. And obviously I have coffee dyed these. So take one of those, and we'll just take a leaf as well. In fact, we'll take 2 leaves, like that. Okay, so we'll just cut those down. It's really chilly here today. And again, I'm obviously filming these ahead, so it may be that by the time this video goes up, you know, who knows, we could have a lovely warm day, but as I'm filming this, it's really chilly. So I've actually got 2 cardigans on today. Just, you know, my cardigan that I'm wearing with my outfit, and then my kind of cozy cardigan that I just chuck on when I'm at home and a bit chilly. So there we go, cut off flower. Okay. Oops. And then obviously we'd have that bit of lace going just down there. So that looks quite nice, doesn't it? And we could have a bit of book page or something. See. Just see whether that just tucks behind there. Okay, do we want a piece of doily on there as well? Just having a look to see, because I must have some small doily left, I think, somewhere. Come on, can't find it now. Well, I'll just go with this because I don't want to take ages looking for pieces, so we'll just go with this. Oh, come on, why can't I? Why can't I stick that down like that? Oh, gosh, come on. I'm just wondering actually whether I might finish that off with a strip of some pattern paper. I'm just having a sip of my tea, so just excuse me for a moment. Right, I've just guzzled that down so that I'm then better able to focus on what I'm doing. Actually, that might be quite nice. So let's get rid of this for a minute. Right, I'm going to go for this. So I'm just going to glue this on. Like that. Try and get quite close to the edge, I will, because otherwise otherwise that's not really going to be quite right. Actually, I just got a smaller slither here. Oh, it's not quite big enough, would you believe that? Oh well. Just going to have it like that and wipe off the excess glue, just because then I can keep that bigger piece for maybe making a tag or something, which would be good. So, oh, what is going on here? I can't seem to get this on straight. Okay. And just trim that down here. Yeah, I can hear the wind outside. It just sounds horrible. Very wintry. Very wintry indeed. I mean, as I say, I am filming these ahead, so who knows, it might be heading towards winter by the time that I actually get around to uploading this. That's quite nice, isn't it? So let's just have a look and see what else I've got here. Also got, oh no, that's a blue one. Thought that was one of the pink ones. Sorry about that, guys. A call came through on the phone, so obviously it just flicked the camera off. So again, I mean, obviously I'm not familiar with iPhones and how they work, so didn't know that that was going to happen. Right. Let's have a look. Oh, that's quite nice to tuck in there, actually. So, what did I do with that piece of book page? Right, we've got another piece here, so let's just tear that. Just tear that round, and then, yeah, so I'm going to just glue that on there. Okay, oops. Oh gosh, what's going on with me and the glue? Try and slip that under there a little bit. Okay, and then actually I should have really inked that book page up, so I'm just going to do that now. I might just ink around the edge of this slightly. As I say, I mean, this has been coffee dyed, but we'll just ink around it a bit as well. Okay, and we've got a flower. So maybe just pop that just there, going under there a little bit, I think. And then do we want the label piece here? Or do we want it here? Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? The only thing is, when we untuck this, it's not going to be at the edge. Well, actually, it may be more at the edge than I thought, so that's fine. This was one of the label pieces from the fussy cuts, or the die cuts, from the Flights of Fancy, and I've just cut it, obviously, into a section. I think we used half on the last piece that we made, actually. So just pop that there. And then we're just going to pop a couple of leaves on. Where is the other one? Oh my gosh, where has that flower gone now? Oh gosh, what is going on? What is going on? This is just, you know, perhaps I should have taken the fact that my iPad wasn't really working as a sign not to do a video, but no, I thought I would be cracking on regardless and do it on my husband's phone. And now it seems everything's going against me now, so perhaps I should have paid a bit more attention and just not done one. Right, let me bring those flowers back in. and just cut out another one because it's probably quicker than trying to find the one that I've dropped. Laura, if you're watching, where did that go? I have no idea. That's a bit of a joke between Laura and I because she often spots the things that I mislay. So, and actually as do quite a few of you, so thank you. Don't know quite what happens, but things just get dropped and spilled and, you know, fall on the floor and what have you. So, right, let's just pop this down before I actually drop this one and lose this now. So, like that. One, and then we're going to do another one. Like that. Okay, and then we're just going to pop this flower down on there. Yes, I've got cold feet now. I'm kind of kneeling up on my chair as I always tend to do when doing the videos, and I've got bare feet. So, I mean, I generally always have bare feet, but obviously in the winter I do have socks on. I'm clinging on to the last of the slightly better weather, so not wearing socks. Oh, there was my flower, look. Oh well, I've gone with the other one now. We could have two. Perhaps we'll have two flowers. Yeah, let's have two. Yeah, clinging on to the last of what I thought was quite nice weather. Obviously underestimated and it's freezing, so now my feet are really cold. So there we go. Perhaps I'm going to have to actually give in and put socks on tomorrow. Okay, so there's that little pocket there. Let me just stand up and check that that's filming and in frame. I might zoom in slightly more. Is that better? Hopefully that's better. Obviously, because that screen's so small, it looks like it's really tiny, but it may be in real life not so tiny, I don't know. Right, so we've got that. We've got some of that lace that we cut down, which we could pop a bit of lace on. Oh, let's just have that little bit of lace there. Looks pretty, doesn't it? We could have a bit of lace. No, I'm going to have the lace down there. So get my Fabri-Tac. Okay. Oops. Oh, I only touched that with my hands. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I'm now going to be sticky for the rest of the video. Right, so that's that one, and then again we could pop some string around that because that just helps to keep it obviously closed. So I'm just going to pop some string around. Like that. Okay, snip that off. So I'm just going to stick that down there on the back. Okay. Okay, so there's another piece done, ready for the journal. Okay, so I'll pop that to one side. Now, actually, sorry, I just must make sure it's not on top of anything else because it may glue onto there and then, you know, peel off. Right, so the next piece we could do is we could use the glassine bag. So, oh, don't you love that sound? I just love that sound. Right, so let's see what we want to pop onto the glassine bag. Let's see what pieces we've got. Now we could do one of those pockets. We did one of these in my 3 in 30 challenge, which I really liked and thought looked really nice. So we could do one of those. Let's just have a look and see what kind of layout we would have if we use that. So we should have something like that. Just having a look. Now, obviously I've got the book page. So a few more of the book pages there. Which actually we could have book page here, I guess. Just wondering whether the book page would be better. So let me just cut this down. Like that. So there's the book page. Going to trim that down a bit either side. Oops, gosh, what a hideous job I made of cutting that one. So I hope everyone's having a nice day today. Hope you're doing some crafting, having a bit of fun. What's new with me? Nothing really is new with me, so very boring. Life's like that sometimes, isn't it? Just boring, nothing to report. I mean, we could have that like that, to be honest. There's no reason why we can't just leave that glassine bag quite plain. You know, that's quite nice. And to be honest, we very rarely leave things plain, I find. So let me just cut out 1 or 2 of these pieces. I did say this in another one of the videos. For some reason on my tracing paper pieces, those framed images came out very black. I think mine was the only set that they came out quite black. I think in everybody else's they've come out quite blue. I don't know why mine came out that way. So I don't mind them like that. I think they look fine. But there may be variation is why I'm pointing that out, because yours maybe won't be black like this, which you might be pleased about, you might not be pleased about. Quite nice on there actually, isn't it? Right, let's go for gluing this down so that we're again making a bit of a commitment here, which I just find that helpful as a starting point. So pop that down. There we go. Okay, so I have a feeling that I've said yesterday, or you know, in one of the earlier videos anyway, might not have been yesterday, but we always do highlight of the day in our house, kind of at dinner time. Everyone has to say what their highlight of the day was. So, you know, because even if you've had the most rubbish day, you can normally find something that was a bit more pleasing than everything else. So we try and do that every day, and what we've now started is we're going to try and learn a French word every day. So I think I did already say this, so I apologise if I'm now just repeating myself, but so yesterday it was ice cream. The words that we're learning are being picked by my daughter, so Ice cream was yesterday's, which was a creme glacée. So my pronunciation is obviously shocking, but creme glacée. So, bonjour, a creme glacée is, you know, I said, well, when we go, we can just say bonjour on creme glacée, I guess is one ice cream. S'il vous plaît, I guess we should say at the end, because I think that's please. Oh gosh, I mean, languages are so not my forte. Pronunciation, definitely not my forte. So, you know, I'm sure that people are probably chuckling, listening to what is effectively terrible pronunciation there. But it's just something that's a little bit of fun that we're doing. Actually, I may have this as a little fold out piece, I think. So I'm going to just add a bit of paper here for journaling, I think. So again, obviously the journaling paper would come out of what I would deem as extra paper that you're going to need from the kit. So, you know, this is in addition to the kit. So today's word was, again, chosen by my daughter, chocolate. So chocolate was the word. So that's our word for today. So, and I'm writing them down on a sheet and we're putting them onto the fridge so we can practice them and, you know, hopefully relearn them. So, or, you know, hopefully learn them and they will go in and we will remember them. Now, again, I have the world's worst memory, so it's unlikely, if I'm truthful, that I'm going to remember them. I probably won't. Probably won't. And especially when we get on to trickier words, because at the moment we're just doing my daughter's choices, which have been obviously the things she has on her mind, ice cream and chocolate. But I mean, when we get on to maybe other people's choices, they might be slightly more complex words, and no doubt I won't remember those at all. But it's just a bit of fun, really, just something fun to do. Now, actually, just before I glue that down, what I might do is pop another one this side. So I'm going to just take that as a little template. So as I get them roughly the same height. Yeah, just a bit of fun for us to do, you know, as a family, along with our highlights of the day. So hopefully we're learning something, and hopefully we're having a bit of fun into the bargain, really. I mean, obviously we did do French at school. I can't say as I excelled at it, obviously. I did not do very well in French. I, as I say, am appalling when it comes to learning another language, but maybe learning together as a family, we will do a bit better. And plus we have the added bonus of Alexa now. So she is obviously very helpful in that respect. So with her help, we're hopefully going to pick up some new words at least, even if we don't, you know, as such learn to speak French, we will at least learn a few words. So I will then need to obviously focus on my pronunciation, but that will probably come after. Learn the words first and learn to pronunciate later. So that's our fun thing that we've introduced at the moment in our house. So I will keep you posted. Well, I probably you know, it will probably go out the window quite soon because everyone will, oh mum, not this again. So yeah, probably won't last overly long, but I'd like it if it did, because I think it's quite fun. Right, I quite like it like that. So I'm going to glue this down. Let's use this. Okay. Just dab some around on the slightly darker pieces, or slightly darker areas, perhaps I should say. I'm just going to overlap that slightly where I have any wrinkly type bits on my page. So like that. And as I say, I mean, mine have come out very black. I'm pretty sure that mine were the only ones that have come out black. I think the rest all did come out, you know, much more blue. But I don't mind the black. I think that looks fine. So if we pop that like that, and then we were going to have that little label. Oh my gosh, what is going on? Oh, I wish I'd had the doily now behind there. And I bet that's stuck down now. Oh, no. Oh, wonderful. So I'm going to pop that doily piece down quickly in that background. So the Fabri-Tac obviously not so fast gluing when it's on the glassine and the tracing paper. So luckily for me. Just pop that down like that. Okay. Then we're going to have that flower there, I think. We're going to have that label there. And then we've just got the strip of lace, which we will maybe put there or there. Which do you think? I think I prefer it in the middle, so I'm just going to pop this down. Okay. For those of you who watch Rachel's channel, which I'm sure most of you probably do, so that's Rachel at Roxy Creations. I mean, she's Australian, but she lives in Italy with her husband and her daughter. And occasionally she, you know, says the odd thing in Italian. Oh my gosh, it sounds so beautiful. I just love it. I mean, as I say, language and pronunciation, definitely not a strong point for me, but oh, I could just listen to her all day. It sounds so lovely when she speaks in Italian. I mean, obviously I don't have the foggiest what she's saying, but occasionally, you know, she'll just read out, say, a passage from a book or something like that, or the title of a book or something. You know, she's not sat there obviously having a conversation, but she'll just say the odd line or the odd sentence or something like that. It sounds beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So yeah, thank you, Rachel. I love it when you do that. I just could listen to your lovely Italian all day long. Some languages are very beautiful to listen to, aren't they? And Italian must be one of those. Right. There we go. Now, do we want some bling on here? Or we could have some pearly trim. And I just that second spotted my pearl trim, so I know it's here. Here we go. There we go. Just pop a bit of that on there, just to finish that off really nicely. Okay, finger shaped that is now. Don't know whether you can see that on the camera, but it's not finger shaped anymore. We've straightened it out. So there's that glassine bag. So if you can see there, and obviously we have the side opening just at a little flap. Now you may want to reinforce that, which obviously I haven't done. So let's have a look, because again, I'm trying to focus on using pieces that were included in the kit. So perhaps we could reinforce it with some doily. What do you think? I mean, I was going to grab in some muslin, but obviously I'm aware that that then is not a piece from the kit. that matter? Actually, I quite like the doily, I think, so let's just go for the doily. We're just trying to obviously strengthen this. Just before I do that, suddenly remembered about my washi. So let me just have a look. Oh, no, I can't find that. Hang on. Let's have a quick look. Where's the washi tape? I thought, oh, I might be able to use that washi tape, but I don't think I'm going to be able to because I can't actually find it. Oh, that's so annoying, isn't it? And as soon as I've done this, it will obviously jump out right at me. Hang on, let me just have one more rummage through in case it is somewhere. Nope, it's definitely not there. Let me just have a look behind me on the floor again. Hold on. Oh, there it is. It's under my cup. So let me just wipe that glue off. Is that a bit weird? Let me just tear a little strip. Like that. Just tear it at the top as well. Oops. Oh, I just prefer it with the doily, to be honest. I thought, oh, brilliant, we'll use that washi, but I just do prefer it with the doily, so I'm just going to pop it down with the doily. I'm going to try and put quite a bit of glue in the holy part, which I wouldn't normally do, but only because obviously we're sticking this down to reinforce the fold or the hinge. So, you know, we need to have it stuck down on the fold and on the hinge. So there we go. And obviously I'd best leave that to dry open, because if I leave it to dry now closed, it's going to just be stuck shut. So there we go. So I'm just going to put that down to the side now. Now let me check what the time is. And obviously the video did stop, didn't it, when the phone rang? So I must try and bear that in mind a little bit. So right, that's that piece. Now I've got the rest of this lovely collage page, which I thought perhaps we could make just an envelope. So I'm just going to fold that like that. Then we're going to fold that down there. Now, we made some of these in the mass making. Again, depending on how the video is uploaded, we may or may not have finished them. So I might be just talking rubbish at the moment. I'm so wanting to use a bit of washi and struggling to use it. See, this is how I am with washi. I just can't quite ever get it to look quite right. And funny enough, I was watching a lovely video from, now I'm never not quite sure how you pronounce her name. Joey DeFee is her YouTube name. Now, it may not be pronounced like that at all, but again, I'm sure that lots of you do watch her because she does some fantastic videos and a really lovely format of them. They're very, very professional and slick how they're edited. And she recently did a video and then she just pops on some washi. It looks gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Can I get it to look gorgeous? No, it just looks weird. You know, I don't know. So I need to perfect using washi. I mean, occasionally I have used it, and when I have you know, sometimes I do like it, sometimes not so much, but on the whole, you know, I have struggled to use it, but do love it when other people use it. So again, I don't know what that's about, but yeah, it's just not something that I've managed to very successfully use. So that's my envelope now. I'm just wondering if I put that like that or something. Don't even know if that lace is up the right way or not now. Let me bring in again another piece of the doily. Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? And then I'm just wondering if we could just finish that like that and maybe pop a word on there. Let me just look for the words. What have I done with the words? Here. So again, let's just go for the next one up. So this one just says believe. So just chop that down. Okay. Right. And also I know that I said recently about the mass making is sort of spurring me on to start looking at storage and clearing up my things that are currently not cleared up at all and not looking very tidy. Now, do we think that's better with or without this stuff on there? Well, I mean, effectively it's just boring without, isn't it? So let's just go for this. So yeah, I've been thinking about it a lot and really trying to come up with some good solutions. I have seen a little chest of drawers on eBay, and it's like an old one that it's a small-ish chest of drawers. I mean, I think it's like a couple of feet high, and I don't know, maybe like a foot deep or something like that. And obviously it says, you know, suitable for things like storing jewellery and things like that. So I'm wondering about contacting that person and making an offer for that, because it's a little bit more than I would want to pay, you know, because it is obviously just a sort of second-hand piece of furniture. And, you know, I mean, it's certainly not an antique or anything like that. So, and I don't know as it would appeal to that many people. It's just, for me, it would be ideal maybe for storing my craft bits. And it's probably about 30 miles from here. So, you know, it's doable to be able to go and collect it, where so often things on eBay are miles and miles away, aren't they? And then that just becomes unfeasible even if you wanted them. So yeah, I'm thinking of doing that, because behind my desk, and I am still building up to, you know, I'm going to eventually do a video showing my desk. Oh gosh, why can't I unpick this double-sided tape now? Behind my desk, I have got, oh, come on. Right, finally. So obviously, as you can see, I pulled that tape up at the end, so I'm just going to have to glue that down. Behind my desk, I've currently got an assortment of boxes, really. I mean, that sounds atrocious, but, you know, the pretty kind of, they're not shoe boxes, are they? But the pretty ones that you buy, like, from TK Maxx. So I've got an assortment of those behind my desk with various things in them, and I've got like some ring bindery type things, stuff like that. And obviously I have been looking at other people's storage ideas and trying to get a bit of direction really for how would be best to store things. And I mean, clearly those boxes, I mean, I love those boxes. I'm a bit of a sucker for those, but they're not necessarily the best thing. I mean, I like the one that I've done with my mass makes because I've got the lid underneath it, so it's just open and I can see what's in there. But ordinarily they may be not the best thing because I've got them stacked up on each other, so I can't really get to them, you know, without moving all of them down, which who wants to do that? So again, that just puts me off using things, hence I'd rather have things all over my desk where they're easily accessible. So I'm thinking if I got one of those small chest of drawers with, you know, they're just quite small drawers that pull out, I would be able to have quite a lot of things in there and pull the drawers out, obviously. So I may contact that person later, I think, and just see if they would accept a little bit less for it. They possibly won't, in which case, you know, it probably wasn't meant to be. But yeah, it's either that or look in HomeSense, which is our offshoot of TK Maxx, just the home version, and see if they've got any suitable sort of drawers and go for something like that. And the other thing that I'm just, you know, contemplating, I haven't got around to it yet, and it will probably be a while yet before I do, but in those ring binders behind my desk, I currently still have all of my like card making type supplies. So I do still make cards occasionally. I tend to make a few of them at a time. So if, say, you know, my daughter gets invited to a party and I have to make a card, I'll make maybe 3. Not the same, because I don't really like making things the same necessarily, but I'll just make 2 or 3 similar. And then I've got them ready for her to go to the party. But obviously I did used to make a lot of cards, so I have got a lot of card making things. And I'm talking stickers, really, stickers and things like that. And again, scraps, stickers and scraps. And they're all sat behind my desk in these ring binders. And I just thought, to be honest, that's ridiculous, because I could make a lot of cards and I still wouldn't get through all the things that are in the ring binders. It's really time that I streamline that, even if I keep 1 or 2. But I've currently got, about 7, I think. Streamline that and then use those ring binders that would be better used for journaling supplies. So I'm working my way round to organising my things, I think. So yeah, I can't claim to be there just yet, but just getting round to it slowly. Eventually we'll get round to it. Well, that's quite pretty, isn't it? So might just pop that on there. Actually, or would I prefer some gold? Well, the gold's quite nice because it shows up a little bit more. Yeah, so I'm going to do that. I've also got, my dad gave me, and this was ages ago, a couple of years ago, he gave me a folder for coin collecting. And well, I guess it's probably for coin collecting, maybe stamp collecting as well. I'm not sure whether they're different or whether they would be the same. Maybe the slots would be smaller for stamps, I'm not sure. But obviously empty, you know, didn't have the coins in. But I don't know where he'd got that from. But anyway, he had one of those. And he gave that to me, and it's currently sat under my desk, completely unused. Well, that's not quite true. I've put a couple of stamps in there because I thought, oh, I'm going to use that for that looks pretty, doesn't it? I'm going to use that for stamps when the cellophane packaging tears, and obviously I haven't really gone on to do that, and I thought, actually, again, I could store all things like my little fussy cut pieces, or I don't know, postage stamps, things like that. So again, it's in my mind, and when I get time, I'm going to start slowly doing that. Right, so that's my little envelope, and I might glue that in on a page, or I might just have it paper clipped on. Haven't quite decided yet. So the time is up to 39 minutes, plus obviously the little bit, I don't know how long it was before the phone rang. So obviously I will edit those videos and join them. So we're probably up to our 45 minutes at least. So that's probably it for today. So I hope you're going to join me next time for a little bit more playing around, building pieces for a journal. And then hopefully it's not long now before we get to the fun bit of actually sticking them in. So thanks very much for watching, and see you again soon. Thanks then. Bye.